Welcome to or welcome back on the WatchAdvisor on YouTube. It's Alexander speaking, your host, and I do have the pleasure to present you a hands-on video with the new Omega Constellation 41mm steel on rubber. Don't forget to subscribe and to hit the bell to get our latest notifications. This Omega is of course also a watch I've been filming in various light conditions, a variety of shots I took as a first view on the watch so you can discover the watch, how it looks. So back now, studio light, in difference to what you have just been seeing, natural light, of course there's a difference to see, but this is, that's how it is. When light falls on different surfaces, there are different reflections and shades then coming back. So what you have here is a 41mm Omega Constellation, so 41 millimeters. The thickness of the watch is 14 millimeters, and the so-called lug to lug distance, since there are not really lugs on this constellation, it is, let's say, approximately 44 millimeters, but I want to make clear that there is not really a lug, but there is the end of the case in which the brace, the strap is integrated, perfectly integrated. So from one end to the other end, it's 44 millimeters. I've also been weighing the watch and it's 116 grams in the Constellation, the Constellation in the Constellation with the rubber strap and that folding clasp you see here. So now let me show you a little bit more details. We do have typical Omega Constellation design. We have the claws, you see them here. In the new design, those claws have been, let's say, reworked in that way that they are no longer as prominently dominating the design of the case. You still see them. Clearly, the best way to show it is here with the crown together. So you clearly see the bezel and the claws coming, literally holding the bezel, but they are less prominent as they used to be in the design that we have seen so far. But still there, the wonderful so-called half moon design. You have here the half moon where the strap is perfectly integrated. You have the same on the other side, the half moon design also here. You can see this. Here this is the half moon design. Very good to know, and this is something that makes the watch really perfectly wearable, is the link. You see here there's a link, and this link makes the strap perfectly adaptable to the size and form of your wrist, and the watch will perfectly fit on it. You can see this here. So it's really a watch that you can wear very comfortably. The dial is very special. It's silk-embossed rhodium-grey. It's a silk-embossed rhodium-grey dial. So the dial surface looks like if it would be silk. Very, very nice. The more I look at this constellation, the more I begin to like it. I never ever thought in my life that I would say this, because so far a Constellation was a watch for me. I would say, okay, nice, very nice, good design, but not my cup of tea. But the more I look at this new design of the Constellation, the more I begin to like it. Here you can see the texture. I'm getting that good angle. Look, You see the texture of this silk embossed rhodium grey dial? Oh, gorgeous. This constellation is powered by the new Omega Calibre 8900, fully Master Chronometer certified, independently certified by METAS, the Swiss Institute of Metrology. And in the description of the video, there is a link where you can click on. You will get to the website of METAS, and there you can download in English language the specifications you have to fulfill to get the certification Master Chronometer. Very interesting to read, and then you will probably say hats off to Omega what they are able to do when they put together such a watch. They are calibrating, they are adjusting it to 0 to 5 seconds, and it is withstanding magnetic fields up to 15,000 Gauss. So absolutely a watch you can wear without having to worry about strong magnetic fields, and believe me, they are around us everywhere. And if you wear an Omega, and if it is Master Chronometer certified, you will not have to worry. So, silicone hairspring, of course, 3.5 Hertz or 25,200 semi-oscillations, power reserve of 60 hours, 60 hours, and we do have a special luxury finish with rhodium-plated rotor and bridges with Geneva waves in arabesque. So this is the execution you get. Nice. Yep, there you go. The waterproofness of the watch is 5 bars or 50 meters. Yes, the crown is not a screw-down crown. And now if you are asking why did Omega not make a watch waterproof 100 meters, I can tell you it's a decision that was made due to the design. The watch was supposed to be quite slim and not too thick. Adding 100 meters or making the watch waterproof 100 meters would have meant that the sapphire crystal on the case bottom would have been thicker, would have meant that the sapphire crystal on top would have been thicker than this one. And yes, also the construction of the crown, etc., would have meant that everything would have added up thickness, and this is something Omega did not want. And so they said, okay, 100 meters no, 50 meters yes. And believe me, the watch is anyhow tested for more than 50 meters, so 50 meters are guaranteed, and if you are wearing it on a daily basis, the watch will do everything you are doing. But yes, this is not a diver, and yes, this is not, let's say, a watch meant to be worn under, let's say, seriously rough conditions. The Constellation features a very practical and very useful quick time setting feature. Features a time setting feature. Okay, very nice, Alexander, the features. Okay, but let me show it to you and then you will understand what I mean. So that's the crown now is closed and you are in the position where you can wind the watch in case you need it. Now let's go in the first position. Normally you would get in the position to change the date, but not here. But what you can do is imagine you travel and you need to reset the time to a new time zone you're in, and then you would lose time by pulling out the crown, the watch would stop, the second hand would stop, and you would need a new reference to reset correct time. But you are wearing a master chronometer. Certified master chronometer, precise to 0 plus 5 seconds a day, so there's no need to stop the watch. First position, and you can adjust the hours in 1 hour steps. So let us imagine we are traveling to New York here from Vienna. There are 6 hours of time difference, so we go back 1 hour, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 4 o'clock, you close the crown, nothing happened. So you clearly see the second hand continued to tick or to swipe over the dial. The minute hand didn't stop, of course. So you don't lose your precise exact timekeeping function, and it's easy to handle. The same procedure if you go the other direction, e.g. from New York back to Vienna. Okay, then let's make 6 hours over there. And as well for the date change, of course, what happens, you don't have a quick date change, but you change the date by turning, and now watch, here you have the 9th. So this is how you do make the date changes. Now watch again, 10, with such a watch, and in the case if you're at the 11th, to show that in case you need to go back, no problem, you just go back. You see 10. And then I go back to the 9th and back to the 8th where I have been starting. You see, so that's easy. You can go in both directions, but there is no quick date change function. Of course, there's a stop second. If you pull out the crown in the second position, you can see the hand is stopping. So if you are adjusting it exactly at 0, then you will be able, with a time signal or with looking at one of the atomic clocks, you just say 0 and go. This Omega is equipped with a rubber strap, and you can see that the rubber strap is taking the design of the silk of the dial and continuous. So the surface is done in the same way, pretty the same way as the dial is. There it is, and then I have to change the angle, and then you see again, this is how the surface of the rubber strap looks like. Same of course here on this side, and then this is where you insert the pin of the folding clasp, and here it is. This is the folding clasp. There is the Omega logo. So once you have defined where you need to get the length adjusted, so you swipe in there. You swipe in there. So let's take the third. I will take the third, and we will then move in here to the third. You see, I'm in here, and then you just pull this in, and then you are done. That's easy. With gloves, it looks a little bit like if I don't know what I'm doing, but yeah, try to handle this with gloves, please. If you think it looked silly, yeah, try, and then you will know what I'm talking about. So it's easy, and then you have a perfect folding clasp with the Omega logo here. You have a security only when you pull on both of the push pieces, then it will open up, and you clearly see you have that security that is absolutely guaranteeing you that the clasp will not open. Click, there you go. And I had said, okay, you see, open and the click. There it is. So there is a wrist shot also, of course. Have a look. That's how the watch looks on my wrist. I have to say, very nice. 41 millimeters, perfect size. with those 14 millimeters of thickness. A light watch, 116 grams. Really good. Looking at my wrist. Yes, 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 yes. No doubt. Now, haha, the dark shot. Superluminova is applied on the hands, on the minute and on the hour end. You can see it. It's enough to read the time from the dial, but there is no superluminova on the indexes or anywhere else. There you go. And now back in the picture. This is a watch that I have to admit, the more I look at it, the more I like it. And now comes the really, I would say, interesting thing. The entire package, as you see here, Master Chronometer, certified, etc., etc. Everything I've been telling you. The entire package is sold here in Austria, including 20% VAT for 5,800 euros. And I have to say, if we consider everything of the watch, what you get, that's a good deal, I have to say. That's a watch that really can be worn on a daily basis or will make any troubles when you are close to any of these strong magnetic fields, as you have then in covers of any iPad, e.g. also now the new MagSafe technology of the iPhone. There are magnets, you have magnets everywhere. So with the METAS certification, this watch is really fit or ready for what will happen in the next years. It's a watch you can perfectly wear. And the deal, 5,800, is not a bad one. And to say this once again, I never thought that I would begin to like a constellation, because the years before, yes, these claws here were too prominent for me. The design also with the Roman numerals was too prominent. Now with the steel bezel, it's less. So it's a good combination of everything. And of course, this is only one particular execution I'm showing of the constellation. There are many more with ceramic bezels, different colored dials, and with a bracelet. So if you're interested, have a look at the Omega website to discover all the variations of the constellation. So good. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. Leave your comments, please. I'm curious to read your comments, especially on what I've been saying concerning the design, the now new design of the constellation, and let us discuss this in the comment section. I'm looking forward to do this. Of course, ask me questions if you have some. Thanks for watching. Once again, stay tuned. There's much more to come here on WatchAdvisor on YouTube, and bye-bye for today.